Donald Trump has been impeached by the House of Representatives in a humiliating rebuke after being found guilty of abusing the power of his office. Mr. Trump became only the third president in American history to be impeached by Congress following the lengthy debate on Wednesday afternoon. An impeachment inquiry was sparked by a whistleblower complaint about Mr. Trump's 25th of July phone call with Ukraine, in which the president was accused of demanding political investigations into one of his 2020 political rivals, Joe Biden. Key impeachment witnesses described a quid pro quo to House investigators involving U.S.-Ukraine relations under Mr. Trump. They said he was seeking announcements from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky of investigations into the former vice president and his son, Hunter Biden, who served on the board of a Ukrainian energy firm as his father was in the White House. In return, Mr. Trump would release $391 million in aid to Ukraine and give Mr. Zelensky a symbolically important White House meeting. However, there is no evidence of wrongdoing on either part of the Bidens, and those witnesses also said the president was not actually concerned about corruption in Ukraine. Rather, Mr. Trump wanted Mr. Zelensky in a public box, House Democratic Counsel Daniel Goldman said during public testimony on Tuesday afternoon. What's more, the White House refused to comply with congressional subpoenas and blocked witnesses with first-hand information from testifying as Democrats attempted to probe concerns from a senior intelligence official who filed an anonymous complaint about the president's dealings with Ukraine. Here is a breakdown of the charges and evidence against the president. Abuse of power. The House Intelligence Committee released a nearly 300-page report of its findings from the impeachment inquiry before the Judiciary Committee began considering articles of impeachment against the president. The report directly implicated Mr. Trump in his administration's apparent demands for political investigations from Ukraine to aid in his re-election. The report found Mr. Trump's persistent and continuing effort to coerce a foreign country to help him cheat to win an election to be a clear and present danger to our free and fair elections and to our national security, according to a statement from the Director of Investigations at the House Intelligence Committee. Mr. Trump's scheme subverted U.S. foreign policy toward Ukraine and undermined our national security in favor of two politically motivated investigations that would help his presidential re-election campaign, the report reads. The Founding Fathers prescribed the remedy for a chief executive who places his personal interests above those of the country: impeachment. Catherine Clark, a Massachusetts Democrat and the vice chair of the Democratic caucus, told The Independent the president posed a clear and present danger the president poses to the 2020 elections in a statement shortly before the impeachment articles were announced. We are confident that we are holding the president accountable, she added, which is the right thing to do, not only to address his behavior of the past but to make sure future presidents know that no one is above the law. Ms. Pelosi meanwhile described the president's actions as an attempt to corrupt our upcoming elections ahead of the announcement. He remains a threat to our democracy and national security, she added.